Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a hot topic in the gaming world, the Nintendo Switch OLED versus the Nintendo Switch, and we'll also take a quick look at the highly anticipated Switch 2 that's coming soon. If you've been wondering whether the Switch OLED is worth the upgrade, or if you should just stick with the standard Switch or wait for the new Switch 2, you're in the right place. We're going to cover everything from the new display differences to performance, battery life, design changes, and of course, the future of Nintendo with the Switch 2. So, whether you already own a Switch or you're thinking about buying your first one, we've got you covered. By the end of this video, you'll have a much better idea of which model is right for you and what to expect in the future of Nintendo gaming. Before we get started, if you're excited about finding the perfect Switch or staying updated on the Switch 2, don't forget to like this video and hit that subscribe button. It helps us a ton and lets you stay updated on all the latest gaming news. Now, let's dive into the two current Switch models. The Nintendo Switch itself is super versatile, letting you play at home or take your gaming on the go. It's that hybrid design that made it such a big hit when it launched back in 2017. The standard Switch has a 6.2-inch LCD screen, and it's great for gaming. But then, in 2021, Nintendo released the Switch OLED, which takes things up a notch with a 7-inch OLED screen. And let me tell you, the difference in picture quality is huge. The colors are more vibrant, the blacks are deeper, and everything just pops. If you're someone who spends a lot of time playing in handheld mode, this is a game changer. The Switch OLED really stands out in terms of display, and it's clear that Nintendo made this one for gamers who want the best portable experience. But is it worth the extra money, or should you stick with the standard Switch? Let's find out. By the way, if you're loving this comparison so far, drop a thumbs up and smash that subscribe button for more content like this. When it comes to performance, both the Switch and the Switch OLED are nearly identical. Both consoles have the same NVIDIA Tegra X1 chip, which means that when it comes to gameplay, you're not going to see any major difference in how games run. Whether you're playing Zelda, Breath of the Wild, or Super Mario Odyssey, the performance is going to be almost the same. The Switch OLED does have a slight edge when it comes to sound. It has upgraded speakers that offer a richer, fuller sound when you're playing in handheld mode, so your games will sound a lot better without headphones. It's not a huge difference, but if you're like me and play games in handheld mode often, you'll notice the improvement. The sound quality makes everything feel more immersive, especially if you're in a quiet place, like on a plane or a train. Battery life is another area where the Switch OLED offers some noticeable improvements. The Nintendo Switch OLED can last between 4.5 to 9 hours on a full charge, which is about the same as the original Switch, but in practice, I've found that the OLED model feels a bit more efficient. The screen is bigger, but it doesn't drain the battery as quickly as I expected. It's still going to depend on what game you're playing, but in general, you can expect to get through longer sessions without worrying about recharging. It's especially helpful if you plan to take your Switch with you on long trips, or if you're using it as your primary device for gaming while traveling. And now for a little fun, if you're already picturing yourself playing your favorite games on the new Switch OLED, hit the like button and subscribe for more fun comparisons like this. One of the biggest selling points of the Switch OLED is that gorgeous 7-inch OLED display. The colors are so vibrant, and the deep blacks really make the games pop. It makes everything look so much sharper and more detailed. Whether you're exploring the wilds of Zelda or getting into an intense Mario Kart race, everything just looks a little bit better on the OLED screen. The extra screen size, combined with those better colors, gives the console a more premium feel. It's a great upgrade for anyone who spends a lot of time playing in handheld mode. That said, there are still some things that the Switch OLED doesn't fix. One of the biggest issues with the Nintendo Switch, both the original and the OLED, is the Joy-Con drift. This issue happens when the Joy-Con controllers start to register movement on their own, even when you're not touching them. It's a frustrating problem that can affect your gameplay experience, especially if you play games that require precision, like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate or Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. While Nintendo has worked on fixing this problem in newer units, it's still something to keep in mind. If you do experience Joy-Con drift, you might need to send your Joy-Cons in for repairs or replace them altogether. Now, let's talk about the Switch 2. If you're thinking of skipping the OLED version and waiting for the Switch 2, you're not alone. There's a lot of buzz around the Switch 2 and what it might bring to the table. Leaks and rumors suggest that the Switch 2 will be more powerful than the current models, with 4K output when docked and even better graphics. Imagine playing Breath of the Wild 2 or a brand new Super Mario game with next-gen graphics that rival the PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X. The Switch 2 is rumored to have a stronger processor, which would allow for more demanding games, better performance, and improved visuals. It could truly be the next leap forward for the Switch family, making it more capable of handling AAA games. If you're someone who wants the most powerful Switch experience, it might be worth waiting for the Switch 2 instead of going for the OLED. If you're already hyped about the Switch 2 and want to stay updated on all the latest, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss out on any new info. Now, if you're on the fence about which Switch to get, let's talk about who would benefit most from each option. The Switch OLED is perfect for those who primarily game on the go. If you're a